tour guides here at Q Station. Currently we're in the morgue. This building is over 100 years old, and until recently this was probably one of my favourite places. It was always a place where I thought I knew who or what was inside. I never felt uneasy. I could come in here on my own quite happily in the dark, and I never felt threatened. But that all changed a few months ago, and I had a couple of tours in a row where the paranormal activity in here increased, and it got personal and it became physical. Normally people will experience a feeling of uneasiness in here, and some people don't last long in this building, but for me, as I said, it was always okay. But this particular night when I came in with my group, there was about 24 people on my group, and they were all standing around this concrete slab. Now this slab is the original concrete slab. And they were all standing around, and I was talking about the resident ghost in here and what has happened and what can go on inside this particular building. And I had my hands placed on the end of the mannequin here. This mannequin is here to represent what this table was used for. So I had my hands on the mannequin, and I felt something brush down my arm. At the time, I didn't think much of it, and I thought perhaps the person next to me had accidentally touched me, because it's in the dark. People, when there's a lot of people in here, it gets a bit squishy. So I turned with my torch and noticed that the two people standing next to me were well over in the corner. Didn't faze me. I thought, no, that's okay, and I kept going. I kept talking. A few moments later, something physically knocked my hand off the mannequin, and that's when my heart sank, and I thought, no, I'm not going bonkers. This actually did happen. So I kept my hands down and I just ignored it. I didn't say anything to the tour group. I just kept talking about the building and the ghosts that are in here. And that's when I think whatever I was ignoring got annoyed with me, because it stepped it up again. This time I got shoved from behind in between my shoulder blades till I actually physically went forward. And this time I got my torch and I actually shone it on both of the people next to me and over to the other side of me, and I asked them outright, look, did anyone touch me? And they said, no, not at all. I did nothing. So I just kept going. Then I felt an icy cold wind come through the back, wrap around me, and almost curl around like a snake around my waist and leave. And as I turned to the side, I saw this woman in the corner with her partner, and she looked terrified, and she was clutching hold of one of these EMF readers like this, and she was well in the corner, and it was going off like a Christmas tree. And without thought, I said, if anyone is here with us, can you give us a sign? And that's when it hit me again, and I got another shove from behind. And this time I mentioned it to the people on the tour, and they all ran out. And to be honest, I was really nervous and quite anxious, and I left pretty hastily as well. The next night, I had another tour. I was really uneasy and quite uncertain whether I should even come in and do this building on the tour. That's how much it affected me, which is not normal for me. So I bravely came in and stood in exactly the same spot, but this time I started to tell people about what had happened to me the previous night. But this time it wasn't me who was affected, it was a lady standing next to me to my left. She was the one that felt the ice cold breeze this time, and she mentioned that she felt something touching from her from behind. So when it becomes physical, that's a whole new ball game. It's a whole different level of